Ladies and gentlemen, I am Israel, the game is War Thunder, and this is it, the Russian Tiger. The IS-1 heavy tank. This was built as a crash program in the first half of 1943 to counter the appearance of the Tiger I on the Eastern Front. The KVs and T-34s were having some serious problems with the German heavies. This thing came along, it is basically the Russian Tiger. Not quite as fast, 42 kph. Not quite as heavy either, 44 tons compared to 57, but look at that armour, 120 mils on the front, 90 on the sides, 100 millimeters all round on the turret, and an 85mm D5T cannon that even with stock ammunition can go through a Tiger's flanks at 1500 meters, go through the front plate at 100, give or take. If he's angled, you're going to struggle with him, but that's where the BR-365P ammunition comes in. Tiger drivers, you can just start crying at those numbers. 145mm at 500 meters means it doesn't matter how you angle the hull, he's going through you. And a 24-degree angle of attack for ricochet basically means you can forget about a deflection saving your backside either. It's not even that hard to research either. Tier 3 ammunition, they get the 365K as a Tier 1, which upgrades slightly, doesn't really change anything, it increases the flank kill over the A's ammo out to 1500 meters, but hey, it's there and it beats researching the tracks to unlock fire protection equipment. Needless to say, of course, the first thing that gets researched is parts, because let's face it, a jammed vertical aim and no way to fix it is, well, it's irritating, to put it mildly. This video isn't about the IS-1, at least it isn't intended to be, because I brought my BT-5 back. Yes, folks, the Tier 1 Russian starter light tank, complete with its armour of prized Stalinwood. No, I don't think that's actually modelled on the left flank. Be hilarious if it was. Armour view. No. 15mm of rolled homogeneous armour. A 45mm low velocity cannon that will penetrate 51mm with APHE and 61mm with APCR. Yusril, what have you been smoking? Why are you still driving around in this piece of shit? Well, don't call the men in white coats just yet, because I actually ran into one of these things last weekend, and those of you who saw my Twitter, at Yusril, it's where I announce all my streams, yes, that was a blatant plug, go follow it, please, will have seen me having something of a what the hell moment when I got ripped up by one of these in my Panther D. In truth, I think he actually stole the kill from a T-34-85, but it got me thinking. Let's have a quick look at the research trees. So, starter tier, the Russian guns can generally beat pretty much anything you care to name. 52mm penetration at 100 meters, as I said, and most of their armour can be penetrated fairly easily by that gun. If we go and look at the German tiers, it's much the same. They can get through a Panzer IV-C, they can get through a Panzer III-F. I mean, they can maybe edge a Panzer III-J frontally at point-blank range, although the round won't have much stopping power by the time it's left. But then you get into Tier 2, and all of a sudden the armour is more resistant, but the guns are capable of wrecking a BT-5 without too much difficulty. So people tend to dump the BT-5s. They move on to their T-34s, their KV-1s, which are, by most measures, better tanks. Then you hit Tier 3, and the dynamic changes again. Because in Tier 3, you suddenly got the 85mm flying about. You've suddenly got things like the KV-2's howitzer, the 57mm quick fire that can go through 100mm on stock ammunition. You get the 85mm D5T coming in. On the German side, of course, you get the infamous 88mm KWK-36 that can just wreck whole panzers and eat them for breakfast. You get the long 75. And on the American side, you get the 76mm high velocity gun, and eventually we'll get the 90mm when the Hellcat comes in. So here's a question for you. If you need 100mm or more of armour to stand even a chance of deflecting some of these guns, and if you don't have a prayer even with 100+mm against the advanced APCR ammunition, what's the difference between a tank with, say, 80mm on the front and a tank with 40mm on the front? And the answer is, to all practical intents and purposes, nothing. You're not going to turn a shot from one of those guns either way. You're just as dead if you're hit. So that got me thinking. The BT-5 has got one major advantage over most tanks. Anyone who played the Russian starter tree and had to compare the T-26 and the BT-5 will remember that the BT-5 has got its engine, 365 horsepower, 1650 RPM in an 11-ton tank. This thing accelerates like the proverbial bat out of hell. It does a top speed of 54 kph, and the engine is so powerful that unlike, say, a Panther, you don't need plenty of time, a good road and a following wind to get up to that speed. You can actually hit 50+ kph quite easily. And yes, the 45mm is junk, but at close range, that's still 52mm of penetration. I can load APCR, I'll get 61mm of penetration. Okay, I won't get through a KV, I won't get through an IS series, but a T-34? Yeah, lower hull shot into the ammunition, I'll still penetrate. Then you go and look at the German Panzers. Okay, Tiger, immune, can't touch him. That 30mm on the turret is a lie, but if you look at the armour modelling, by the way, that I think that's the rear stowage bin. For some reason, the armour modelling on a Tiger... In fact, you know what, let's have a quick look at that. Tiger H1, give me the armour modelling, because despite what it says in the description, if you look at the rear turret of a Tiger, you can see it's got 82mm of RHA all the way around. The 30mm, I think, are these supplementary tracks, which take it up to actually, well, 111, 112, sorry, millimeters of RHA equivalent. So, the armour won't save me, but that's true of any medium panzer. The gun can still go through the flank armour of, say, a German medium or a Russian medium. Hell, it can go through the armour of a Sherman if you're that way inclined. Again, not frontally, but let's look at the M4A2. And if we come round to the flank armour, you can see here, 38.1mm. 38.1mm. Go to X-ray view. Where's the ammunition? Under the turret. What's stopping me putting a 45mm round into that ammo and racking him? Answer, well, sanity, mostly, and the fact that the 75 or 88mm would be a much better percentage shot at range, but it comes back to that sheer speed, that sheer agility. The plan is, and this may very well end badly, to use the BT-5 speed as an early cap grabber, as a scout, as a flanker, as a harasser, bluntly, as a troll tank. This is either going to be hilarious, or I'm going to go back to my IS-1 and my T-34 very, very quickly. But let's try it! To glorious battle! Or more likely to glorious death. Why am I doing this? Maybe I should sign up for that White Coat course. Anyhow, to White Rock Fortress, there's only a single cap point to be had. We are in the conquest mode on arcade battles, and it's the Citadel. Oh boy, this could be interesting because of course there's a lot of very muddy terrain between me and the Citadel. That's the traditional point B of the domination map. It is dead center. There are limited arcs of approach. You have got the bridge at the southwest, a couple of breaches in the inner wall. I believe it's northwest, southeast, and I think there are eastern side as well accessing for blue team on this map. So we're going to see what it's capable of. I've got APCR loaded. Again, I am going to have to manage precision hits here. And away we go. And you can see the difference in acceleration. I am leaving everybody else in the dust. I also have to be very careful not to hit anything. So, Follow me, comrades, to glory, to probably certain death. I hope to hell my support gets here before the enemy does. Drive forwards at speed for great, yeah, whatever it is we're fighting for on this team. For advance of great Mother Russia and communism. I sometimes keep forgetting. Anyhow, straight ahead, we are doing 53, 54 kph. Like I said, this thing's top speed is not a myth. We're holding pretty decent. There's a bit of a berm here. Have to be careful not to break the suspension if you go over that at full speed. Straight ahead and into the dense terrain and then into the mud, and things abruptly slow down. 23, 24. Mind you, bear in mind a medium tank tier 3 would be might be making what, 11 kph over this terrain, and we are here comfortably ahead of schedule. The BT-5's also narrow enough that can navigate through some of these tight confines. The Stalin Panzer will probably hook up there. So we'll skid into the cap point, come to a full stop. It's also a small tank, so I can hide here in the defilade, skid round. I am shielded, I am invisible more or less. Unfortunately there's a KV-1 out on that flank, so get the buildings between me and him. Pray this artillery doesn't wreck me. And we'll also drop a curtain barrage onto there. I think I may have just accidentally dropped it onto the gatehouse, which is a bad thing. Come on, give me that cap. Don't lose my nerve. Yes, artillery is suddenly a bit more nerve-wracking. Unfortunately, an artillery shell enemy here can cause me some difficulties. Remember though that artillery is mostly a psychological tool, it's not a destructive one. That 4J is having second thoughts. There we go, that's the capture. We've got the early advantage, now go, 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 get off the line of fire. Our first heavies have just arrived, and we actually hit that 4J. He decided to advance and is now probably regretting his decision. 3L drone goes down to stern bore. Engine takes a hit, but we're still driving. Now, here's where we can get clever. We have got our first Panzer victim. Yellow hit on the engine. Reload. Other thing about this 45mm cannon, it is blisteringly quick. Vertical cannon drive is shot. Again, wreck his engine. Critical hit. We have knackered one of his fuel tanks. Fire into the turret, hits his commander. Fire again, hit his gunner. Hit the drone again. This Panzer drive's turning around. Into his drone. Kill! Kill confirmed. Somewhere out there, a Panzer IV driver is raging. Speaking of kills, undamaged, no penetration, bad angle on the shot. Kill assist, someone else killed the drone, but we did hit his gunner. We did get some early damage in. Like I said, that 45mm, it is a troll cannon. It is still dangerous at this range. Do not underestimate the SEALs, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes they club back. So, Tossedin is on one flank. I'm on the other. We've got artillery fully available. I still have 29 rounds left in the 45mm. I still have an extra tank, remember. This is a reserve tank. You get 2 of them on the same crew. And, of course, I have my artillery. So, the moment we start getting spots to work with, I can have some fun. And I'm also going to shift my position slightly. Again, like I say, it's not really going to matter if I get hit. I mean, with this armor, I'm not expecting to survive my first hit. That one was a fluke. I hear engine. Oh no, that was the aircraft going past. Another Suicide 190. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are flying Russian flags. They have seen the light. So what have we got now? We have a Tiger H1 helping with this point. You know what? I am going to back up and just quickly... No, someone else is going after that fighter bomber. No sense in sending 2 fighters to kill 1 attack aircraft. The Tiger is doing a very finishing... No, he's just blocking that door. Come on, mate. Angle up. No, no. Angle. Angle. Oh, God. Well, we'll see how far he gets. Apparently he valiantly vanquished a war. Okay, we have an M4A2 trying to sneak past us. Righty-ho. He's seen us. Loader's unconscious. The Panzer IV's seen him as well. While he's aiming at us, the Panzer IV is going to start lining up a shot. So, the Sherman will be distracted left by the medium tank. We are going to go right and see if we can get close. Now, where's that Sherman gone? Ah, there he is. Yoink! Hit! Oh, retreat! Brick line of sight. And while he was distracted, somebody else wrecked him. Who got him? Toss it in! Congratulations, man. Solid kill. 75 did the job. If I'd aimed a bit lower, that might have been mine. Would have needed a bit of luck. It was a rush shot over open sights, so not the best thing. I can ignore that KV-1 over there. Can't get through his armour. Back round onto the door. Because I think our Tiger friend has been wrecked. Let's just quickly stick out. Is he dead? No, but something else is trying to get up. We'll just sneak a hit in there, bounce the Scherzen. But we've served warning, so we're going to back up and dump some artillery onto the bridge as a blocking barrage. And then we'll see if we can panic him into advancing. Now, the question is, which way is he going to be looking when he comes around this corner? Well, actually, he's just got off the bridge immediately, so that kind of helps. That was a better reaction than I was hoping for. Back it up. Still getting hits, however, so not sure what he's doing there. Okay, we'll back up. We'll position for flank shots as he comes around the door, and then we'll start a reload. Or rather a repair. Need to fix the barrel fairly quickly. Another hit. What on earth is he doing? Is he trying to charge the position? Or is he just sitting there and weathering the barrage while he decides what to do? 2-1. Repairs complete. Take the hit. Rapid reload. Come on. My load has been hit, unfortunately, so that neutralizes one of my advantages. Let's... Ah, crap. Extinguishers. I'm gonna die. Doesn't matter. I've got a Panzer IV. I mean, by any exchange that's gone. I shouldn't have bolted after that first target. Doesn't much matter. The BT-5 is a decent enough tank in that situation. I'm not gonna chance it in a straight fight, however. It would lose badly, so we'll grab the IS-1 and take Comrade Stalinpanzer out on its maiden voyage. God's sake, guys, and fix this rock. Just remove it. The number of tanks I've had hung up on that. In fact, I think BT-5s... I've actually had a BT-5 irrevocably get stuck on that rock before, which is a little bit embarrassing. Let us see what 85mm D5T does to enemy panzers. Hopefully it'll wreck them, but we shall see. Now, of course, IS-1's got some interesting armour angling. That 120mm front means that I'm probably pretty decent not bothering to angle up. I have 90mm on the side, so if I go for, say, this kind of angle, I should be good. Of course, a KV-2 will just fire into my turret and rip straight in, but we shall see. Ammo is in the lower hull. I need to drop my load. 5 rounds in the ready stowage. I need to get rid of those. Turret, thankfully, is empty, so drop to 24 rounds for the next run as a safety measure. For the moment, however, forwards. And look at the speed difference between this thing and the BT-5. Trundle, trundle, trundle. Trundle, trundle, trundle. Alright, I'm going. I noticed you didn't manage to take them out either. Still, it was 3-2 odds and we were significantly out-tunned. Right. Gently down the slope. Oh no, Tostin is still there. Hold on, comrade, we are coming. It just takes a bit of time when you're trying to get a 44-ton tank up a mud-soaked slope. Now then. They are on the left with that M24. I'll ignore him for a moment. He's not a threat. We're through the breach. But we now need to hunt a KV-2 that's loaded and armed. There's a couple of other tanks around here as well. Let's see, what was it? A T-34-57. He might be a problem at this range if he gets a square shot. And I think it was a Panzer III. Well, that 50mm, again, might be a... might be an issue. And, of course, aircraft. Aircraft are, as always, the bane of the tanker. Back up on the T-34. We're going to drop a couple of curtain barrages, or rather preparatory barrages, into the area. I don't expect that to kill anybody, I expect it to distract them and mess them up a little. Now that M24 is suddenly a problem, and I'm going to regret not stopping to kill it. However, we can always deal with it later. Pity, really. I was hoping that 85 was going to live up to its reputation, or at least live up to the experiences I've had on the receiving end. As it is, T-34-42, I think this is a 76mm. It's not a bad gun, but it's not late war, finger of God stuff. Anyhow, we need to grab the objective back for a bit, and we're in a good position. Aha! KV-2 has stuck his head out. Right, so we have a location for him. We had a location for him, but our bomber wrecked him. Good job, comrade. Order of EL2 will be yours upon your return. Yes, it's a free vodka ration. Why do you ask? Right then, forwards. We need to clear this breach quickly before we get flanked and wrecked. Now this is where having a KV would have been so handy. Hell, this is where having the IS-1 would have been handy. We could just force the breach. Ye gods, are you all back? Oh right, it's an M6, I understand. This thing's a nightmare to deal with. Okay. Like I say, M6. Bad tank to have to deal with. So, we will deal with it old-fashioned way. Big guns. Very big guns. That M476 can do some damage, but it's already wrecked the Jagdpanther. Really, we need to get past... Stop trying to reverse, you stupid... There we go. Okay, climb up, get on the flank. Doesn't matter. The artillery did the job, and in fact, yeah, the 75mm on the Panther 4G finished him. Grab the point back, start the recap. Head on a swivel. We've got at least one hostile tank unaccounted for. There he is, the 3M. Have to treat this guy with a little bit of respect. I am not in my Panzer, my IS-1. We will line up, lay on. Good night. Flank shot. And that's him dealt with. So that little wobble is fixed. I was hoping we were going to get a better run out of the IS series, but it'll do. We'll just drop a safety barrage onto the far end of that bridge, just to discourage people. And then I think we're doing pretty solidly. Where are we? Not too far up the scoreboard, but killed a Panzer IV late model in a BT-5. That, if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, should teach you respect for the SEALs. In Soviet Russia, of course, SEAL clubs you. So, we'll just wrap up this map. I don't think there's going to be anything interesting happening. Yeah, we've got this locked down. So, ladies and gentlemen, BT-5. The moment the Hellcat comes out, of course, it's going to be obsolete. That, of course, is 90 kilometers per hour, 90mm gun. Same logic on the armor. 80mm versus 40mm. Who cares at this tier? It's not going to make a difference. But unlike the BT-5, it will actually have a gun that does something reliably. So, consider the BT-5 as your practice Hellcat, boys and girls. And until next time, keep those flank shots coming.